We have a guest for our California segment, and also someone we just want you all to see and meet, Dave Yates of the Ha Ha Hot Sauce Empire.
Greetings, dumpster fire fans. So yeah, he's just a hot sauce salesman who moonlights as a writer and comedian. Yeah. I like it. It's perfect that it's California, and I'm dressed like the most commie punk that this state has ever seen.
That's why
I'm just trying to move about without getting hassled. Okay, this is the mask I wear to move about freely in this state.
This is how you know dumpster fire is a deep state plan to undermine the conservative, the right, the new right.
The new right is the left, everybody.
The new right is the old left. All right.
California. San Francisco Mayor London Breed called bullshit on progressive criminal justice reformers.
And it's time that the reign of criminals who are destroying our city, it is time for it to come to an end. More aggressive with the changes in our policies and less tolerant of all the bullshit that has destroyed our city.
This is some shameless shit. I cannot believe she has the nerve after just jamming out to Tony while freaking criminals are smashing, grabbing Nordstroms. Every other person's getting carjacked, and there are just addicts dying in the streets, living in filth, that she suddenly woke up and is like, the bullshit that has somehow happened on your watch. This happened on your watch, lady. I don't understand.
Ugh.
I don't know. To act like they haven't been co-signing this bullshit all along is disgusting.
Well, it's when their is called bullshit. That's when it's like, wait a second.
The purse has finally gotten angry.
Yeah, not the miles and miles of shanty towns. we're like or Hoovervilles. That's what they used to call them back in the Depression. Shanty towns and Hoovervilles.
Yeah.
No, couldn't have been that.
No, some donor got mad, and the female Giuliani is finally making some good points. I don't know. How do you feel about this one up in San Francisco?
I know I'm dressed like a native San Francisco. Right? It's just so they don't rob me. I'm one of you. See the tie-dye? Don't steal from me. Don't bust out the windows of my Volkswagen, please.
Your Volkswagen van.
It's a VW bus.
Yeah,
it's
there
a
you
bus.
go.
It's not a van, Maggie.
Come on, Maggie.
Come on, Maggie.
I'm not down with the hippie lingo,
Keep on
obviously.
trucking, Maggie. Keep on trucking is the motto.
What else have we got in California?
California was, up until recently, illegally paying 6 figures to a superintendent of equity who lives and works as a life coach in Philadelphia. He was in the wedding of the state school's chief who hired him. He has since resigned.
Red flags go off the minute I hear the words life coach. And this is as someone who was a life coach in my life.
We can smell our own kind. It's someone that's gone to 12-step meetings like, you know what? I can turn a profit on this shit.
It's true. I love that the superintendent of equity is a hilarious job title. I mean, I'll call people racist for 6 figures a year.
I'll call your uncle racist for $100. You buy 10 bottles of Ha Ha Hot Sauce from me, I will call your Gram racist as
Yeah, that's what the superintendent of equity gets to do. And you don't even have to be in California. You can be sitting in Philly. What, did he get hired because his friend was in his wedding or something?
Apparently, did they create this job position for him?
They create all these job positions. How else are you going to give people jobs who got gender studies degrees?
called the super master of nepotism.
I love, too, how he has since resigned. Like, he resigned this bullshit made-up position that was
because
created
he
for
got
him.
caught.
Yeah, well, because
There was an article, and then Kevin Kiley wrote a letter to like some other congressperson.
He wrote it to, I think, to the California Congress. And
Yeah.
was like, hey, this guy's making $100 and something thousand a year.
$160,000.
And he doesn't even live in California. And he's the superintendent of
got
equity.
a life coach business in Philly. How does this
He
work?
makes way more money than $160,000. These fools make like $500 an hour to escort rich people that have addiction problems to places.
That's true.
I once drove a drunk rich guy from the Pacific Palisades all the way up to San Francisco, got paid $900 to do it.
Just
Wow.
really didn't
Yeah, and he was
OD
passed out. He
in
was
San
passed out in the back of my
Francisco.
Volkswagen the whole time. He woke up about the last 10 minutes of the drive. Like, where am I going? Your mom and dad's house on the top of this mountain in San Francisco.
Oh my God.
Wow.
These are the kind of jobs that exist in California.
Yeah. You too can get paid 6 figures a year to call Californians racist if you play your cards right out there, folks.
If Dave doesn't beat you to it first.
I'll do it for half the cost.
Dave is undercutting my rates. What's next?
Los Angeles Unified School District to delay vaccine mandate for students until fall of 2022 so students aren't forced to study at home.
Oh, you mean the vaccine mandate is going to be tardy? Hey-o.
They say students are going to have to learn from home when half of these kids don't have fucking Wi-Fi.
I know.
So they're learning from the McDonald's parking lot.
Yeah, and they expect them to like go get vaccinated, and none of these kids are going to go do this. They're too busy smashing and grabbing.
They're looting and pillaging. We need to bring pirate terminology back. Like, no one's upset when it's pirate term.
Plundering the booty.
Plundering the booty.
I wonder how I would have felt about this as a teenager. I bet it would have been fucking pain in the ass. I would have been like, "This is big pharma."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're a teen,
exactly
you're
like you are now.
Pfizer's trying to stop me from learning.
No, if they were telling you to do something, you would have been like, absolutely not.
We've been raging against this stupid policy for weeks here on Dumpster Fire, and Gavin Newsom, as we said last week, instituted this policy and thought that he was going to be the big guy out front of the pack with his nice mandate, making all the kids get vaccines, and then no other governors followed suit. It's wildly unpopular, and none of the teachers want to go have to teach the kids remotely, so now they're worried there won't be enough teachers, and suddenly he's just backtracking and slowly pushing the goalpost back into next year because it's so politically unpopular, but he has to save face. I fucking hate this guy.
I just think it's so funny that these kids can barely eat, but yet they expect them to get these vaccines on the ready. It's like, are you looking for more of a reason to keep poor kids out of school? And that's what it seems like. It's like, how many obstacles can we create for the impoverished communities to get to school? Right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to work anymore, so we're going to keep them from learning so that someone has to take these jobs.
It's crazy. And it always hurts the kids that they say they care about the most, which is the most vulnerable. All of these policies, all of them. It doesn't hurt like the rich kids of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, they're on the private school bus getting to school. It's like,
Or they're like being homeschooled because
they're getting
their parents
vaccinated
are
on the bus.
Yeah, the doctor
And I
comes
like
to their
how I do
home
this
to
for
vaccinate
vaccination.
them.
That's how you know, like, I'm a recovering addict. I'm like, vaccinated.
Yeah.
That's what it does. You vaccine right here.
Straight into the vein, please.
That was like that Italian nurse. Why are they looking for veins?